Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is Menu True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. You only live once with the end of Honest Hearts. I'm back here at the Sorrows camp. I've done a few little bits and pieces. I've done some buying and selling with Joshua Graham. I've kind of just got myself, buying some ammo, selling some of the stuff I've picked up round and about. Generally just getting myself ready for this final battle. And for the final battle, I should say that we are going to be doing Flight from Zion. Daniel's ending where they flee Zion. Personally, as a story, I don't like it as an ending, though I like Daniel's reasoning more than kind of Joshua's. I think kind of inadvertently Daniel leads to an ending that isn't like entirely perfect, and Joshua Graham happens to come across an ending that's actually a little bit better for everyone involved. And I think kind of the best optimal ending actually exists on Joshua Graham's path. The thing is, Joshua Graham's final mission where you storm 3 Marys, you have to take on like, I think it's about probably 30 or so white legs, whereas Daniel could get away with fighting probably fewer than 10 white legs, so it's kind of a bit of a no-brainer. We're on 267 out of 460 hit points after being under fire a couple of times last week, but getting really lucky because we were missed. We were shot at, but they didn't hit us twice in a row last time. This part, it's actually in some ways, some of the missions we've already done are more dangerous than what we are going to do here, so it is not necessarily that bad. We could be alright, but in either case, let's go and have a chat with Daniel and kick this off. I've checked on everything in the valley, and I've got you the map of the Grand Staircase.
I appreciate it. Well, that's it. This is all we need. Now all that's left is to quietly pack up and try to get out of here without being noticed. That's assuming that Joshua won't try to stop me. And that he hasn't talked you into fighting the Whitelegs, despite what I've said.
So the game now flashes a warning and tells me I'm committed now that I kind of make a bit of a choice. It takes the kind of the kit off me, like the war totems and the mining explosives. I should also point out, obviously, I haven't done a bunch of little subquests like rescuing the bighorn calf and going to speak to the shaman. Some of them I could do very easily, but I don't think they're necessarily that interesting to watch, so I'm going to skip them. And more importantly, I actually don't want to level up. I want to stay relatively low leveled at the moment. I'm not best served by being high level, because some of the DLCs get mad when you're high leveled, so I actually want to avoid unnecessary experience unless it gives me really good loot that I think's worth it. But don't worry, I think Zion is for the best, Daniel. Let's get out of here.
Daniel must have made it to the tunnel by now, but there are sorrows all over the valley. We have to help them and get Daniel out of here.
Alright, let's go, Joshua. And Joshua Graham has given me the Way of the Canaanite, so while Joshua Graham's in my party, any 45 caliber auto pistol you use has less spread, twice as likely to score critical hits. I find this a bit weird. I kind of feel like that should really apply to the submachine gun as well, given that's, one of the weapons that he does sell to and has a lot of in his inventory. It's kind of, I don't know, I find it a little bit odd. So, obviously we've now got, Bighorn as a Eastern version has been failed. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, these are little sub-quests that I didn't get around to. I'm assuming I'm going to fail... no, haven't failed anything else. So I'm now going to get Flight from Zion. And even though it's Daniel's quest, it's Joshua Graham that comes with you, not Daniel. So, okay, never mind. And then, so here's how this quest works. So I'm up here by the Sorrows camp. And ultimately, I have to get down to Pike Creek Tunnel. Fast travel is now disabled, so I now need to do this on foot. Like we discussed last time, this is just beyond where those bears were last part. So the only way to get to this area, I'm pretty sure, is to cross this bridge right here. But as you can see, no fast travel. This all has to be done on foot. So basically, the safest way to do this is probably to follow the road. So go down past the general store, cross the bridge, round here, so we're joining up to where we were last time, cross the bridge, round the corner. Not actually that far. The thing is, the game has given me all sorts of little sub-quests to do on the way. So we've got Prisoners of War, Sanctity of the Dead, and Retake the Bridge. Now, Retake the Bridge is pretty much effectively compulsory, because that's the bridge that's the only way across, so you pretty much have to do that. Sanctity of the Dead I'll get to when it comes up. Prisoners of War is an interesting one, so let's put that as our main quest. Prisoners of War is basically going up from the general store and the Zion station to the top of this hill. I would like to do the 3 optional missions, and I'm going to try. And because I'm doing something a little bit unnecessary, I feel it's okay that I've got Joshua Graham here. Because as you'll notice if you try and speak to him...
The time for talk is past. The Lord's work must be done.
So in other words, there's no way to tell Joshua Graham, hey Joshua, wait here or go back to the camp or anything. He is stuck with you. I cannot get rid of him. He's like the Brotherhood in the final mission of Fallout 3. There's just no way to get rid of this guy. So he is with me and he will be helping out in any fighting. So because I've got a little bit of extra help, I feel it's right that I go out of my way to do a little bit of extra sub-questing. I think that's a kind of a fair trade-off to my mind. The other noteworthy thing about this final mission is the wildlife kind of goes for a bit of a wander off. For some reason, all of a sudden, you'll run into way less wildlife than you would have done previously. The wildlife just kind of, it gets bored and walks off. I don't know, maybe the white-leg killed it all. I'm not sure, but there's certainly a whole lot less going on than there used to be here. So you might recognise this area. That's the general store right there, and there's Ranger Station Zion right there, where I picked up the supplies back a couple of parts back. If we keep going up here the way I didn't go last time, then what happens when we get to the top is we will find ourselves some white legs guarding a whole bunch of captured Zion tribals in a little prison cell. Now they will be up at the top of a tower. I might be able to get a shot in on them before they see me. The danger is because they're on elevated ground and there's that big ass rock right there. It's going to be quite difficult for me to hit them before... Ooh. I think I might have just flipping missed my best shot at them I'm going to get, which is really annoying, but never mind. I mean, the advantage of this optional mission is because these guys are killing them as quest objectives, they should show up on my radar, so therefore I will actually be able to... Oh, hello. There's one of them heading over this way. Very slowly advance up the hill. See if we can get a shot in here. So you can see it there. That's the place. Now I'm hoping one of them might... Oh! Okay, Bonebreaker dead. Bonebreaker is dead. Okay, that was probably the easier one. The enemy are now going to come around the corner. Joshua Graham will be helping me out and hopefully drawing a little bit of fire on my behalf. Oh! Okay, we got at least one good shot in on him there. And 50 experience points. I assume that means he is dead. Okay, good. We got the kill. I like getting the kills. I feel like we want... Joshua, do not... Okay, no. You're protecting me, not vice versa, alright? Oh, okay, give you... Shot in the head. Yeah, you exploded. There we go. Alright, how many of those? Joshua... Oh, Joshua Graham. Uh-oh. Did you just get caught in the crossfire? I'm really sorry if you did. How are you doing? No, you can't even VATS him. That's interesting. Yes, Joshua Graham may have just got caught in the crossfire there. Oops. Oh, wait, hang on. Is there another one? There's more red on the map yet. There's totally more red on the map yet. Okay, back off, back off. There might be the guys at the top yet. Okay, this last guy's worrying me. I should be looking right at him. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is the final guy? Where is he? Do we... Actually, no, screw it. If we don't need him, we don't need him. Leave it. Just get him out. Just get him out and run. Do not find fights we don't need. Okay, you guys, run. Quest is complete. You guys should probably just run for it, by the way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I feel like the Reds... You got this? Oh. Well done, Joshua. Okay, so that is number 1 dealt with. And that is, quite frankly, possibly the most difficult of all the missions we're actually going to have for this whole mission. So that's good. So, problem is I've slightly crippled Joshua Graham, which is unfortunate. I didn't realise. Oh no, you can VATS him. Why couldn't I VATS him before? He seems to have healed up. He seems to be fine. He seems to be absolutely fine. We're good. And he hasn't turned on me and I haven't murdered him accidentally with splash damage. So, life is getting better and better. Okay, now, the next thing we have to deal with is, well, arguably you could do either Sanctity of the Dead or retake the bridge next. Doesn't really matter which one you do. So, we'll just go and... Oh, hang on. Don't want explosive ammo anymore. Yeah, not armor piercing anymore. Go back to explosive ammo. So, now we're just going to loop round, cross back over the bridge, and pretty much head the same route as we went last part. So, I will cut ahead to where, if anything interesting happens, or if we run into anyone. So, my next step, now I'm at the crossroads that leads to the road that goes to the bridge that we went to get the bears, last part, is to instead divert over to the fishing lodge. A little fish sign on this on the sign there. We're going to divert to the Zion Fishing Lodge to complete Sanctity of the Dead. Oh, hang on. Yep, okay. Don't get too cocky. There are some enemies here. And armor piercing rounds. Oh, hang on. There's someone up there. Yeah, there's someone up there. Yep, just disintegrated. The thing about white legs is they don't have a huge amount of damage threshold next to some enemies. What they've got is they're wearing armor. It's about damage threshold 7 or something. I think they might be wearing like a helmet or a headdress or whatever that gives them like a couple more. So they're at like 9, which isn't huge. But so it kind of makes me think, is armor piercing actually worth it or not? I've never been quite sure I know. There's one, there's one, there's one. And... oh, damaged her, but it looks like it wasn't a sneak attack critical because I was in caution. Is she going to come over here now? Is she going to come over here? Would be nice. Oh, okay, okay, right. Oh, I've been shot by something quite hard as well. Anti-material flipping rifle. Right. Well, quite frankly, it's a miracle that I've taken that little damage from an anti-material rifle. Alright then, you're dead. And you don't have anything anymore. Right, what did that just do to me? That was a very painful 22 hit points damage done. Oh, hello. She's rolling down to me so I can get her stuff off her at least. That is nice of her, isn't it? Very painful 22 hit points damage, taking me down to 245 out of 460. That is, yeah, that's a shame. That's a very painful hit. But quite frankly, to be hit by an anti-material rifle and only take 22 hit points damage, alright, we're doing okay. We are doing okay if that's what's happened. But yeah, the thing is at this point, yeah, the white legs are not messing around in the slightest. At this point, like, everyone has an insane amount of health, really good weapons. The whole thing is kind of getting very, very tough indeed. And, okay, yeah, it was only a matter... I mean, I was vaguely hopeful I might be able to get through this final mission without taking a hit. I honestly was a little hopeful about that because... it's actually not that hard a final mission. I actually think it's easier than the damn this final mission. So, aside from the fact the enemies are... actually, no, the enemies are about as well armed because they've got anti-material rifles and the Legion all had anti-material rifles by the end too. So, it's much of a muchness. But in either case, it's good that we've got those guys out of the way because we're going to have to come back this way as well for reasons I will show off in a second. But here we are up to the fishing lodge. This area should be pretty safe. So, Sanctity of the Dead then. So we're up by the fishing lodge looking down at the river. And over there, I don't think you might just be able to see them. I think you can kind of see some structures over there. You might be able to see them very clearly. Those are burial mounds that are in that sort of area. And basically, I think you can see an enemy going around there. The white legs are kind of dishonouring the graves of the dead horses. So we've been charged with stopping them. So if you look down here, you'll see there's a couple of dead horses, one of whom is called Dancing Flo. I almost fell off that cliff. That would have been an undramatic end, all things considered. Yeah, there's a couple of dead horses, including one called Dancing Flame, and you can go and have a chat with them. And that's what I'm going to do, because the thing about this is that is not a favourable position for an engagement. I think you can see from the number of compass markers, there's a lot of guys there. I think it looks like about 5 to me. Yeah, about 5 or so guys over there. That is not a favourable engagement under any circumstances. Final mission, definitely not. So what you can do instead is go and have a chat here with Dancing Flame.
You friend of Soros, yes? Together we smash white legs that defile holy places, yes?
No. Speech 75, get out of here, you're no match for them.
Because you're a friend to Soros? Very well. We go. Angry Ghost will do for white legs.
And then that is officially the end of that submission as well. We do not need to fight the white legs, and I strongly recommend you don't, because when there's like 5 of them in a confined space with lots of cover and that you've not got much space to retreat to, it is a terrible idea to fight them there. It's just not a place for a favourable encounter. Obviously, if you're playing this by normal rules and you've got stim packs, go nuts, but I strongly recommend against it under this rule set. I am not taking the risk. So now I just have to loop back around to the top and, ooh, hello, what have we got? We've got something. Whatever it is, I'm just going to hope we might be able to sneak past it. Just sneak straight past it. Okay. Okay. I'm hoping it's just animals. Not trouble. Don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble or drama. Okay. And it started to rain. Good, good. Nice and dramatic. Always like the drama. And the red compass marks have disappeared. Right, I think whatever it was... What on earth was it? Whatever it was, we've avoided it. That's fine. You know what? Go. Just go. Because, unfortunately, from down there, you can't climb up onto the bridge. There's, I'm pretty sure, no way up. Oh, what's that? Okay, never mind, never mind. I'm just getting paranoid. I'm just getting paranoid and twitching mad. So now I just need to head over towards the bridge. And hopefully, the game has not spawned anything at me because I've already cleared out this way. So it should... Oh, I see something. That's a banana yucca. It poses relatively minimal threat unless you're allergic to potassium. For safety, I'm going to completely retrace the route I've just been on because I know I've killed the white legs on it. So in case there's any other white legs on the open ground, I'm just going to go around this way I've already been. Okay, so we have looped back round to here, so you can see this artwork again. So exactly where we were when we last wanted to clear out the bridge. So for some reason, yes, you actually have to clear out the bridge twice during Honest Arts. You have to clear it out in order to get across to the bears, which is pretty much compulsory to complete the Pine Creek thing, because to clear out the bears, you either have to go in the cave or kill the bears, and both of them are on the far side of the bridge. Then you have to clear out the bridge again as one of the, well, optional objectives in the final mission, but really, like, how optional is it when the bridge is the only way across, quite frankly. But on the plus side, it's dark, and I have a sniper rifle, so I feel very good about picking off the people from the bridge from several miles over. Okay, I see them. So there's actually two standing right next to each other, which works very much in my favour. So, bye, guys. Oh, there's one of them dead at least. He doesn't have a leg anymore and has gone for a little dance routine. Now we just gently back off. We back off. We don't... Uh-oh. Okay, which one knows where we are? Oh, I've killed some people. Who did I just kill? That was a well-placed explosive round there, but I think I may have just crippled Joshua Graham a bit. Oh yeah, I've got another sneak attack critical on Josh. His left arm's crippled. His left leg's crippled. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Probably not. Oh wow, never mind. You've suffered worse at the hands of Caesar. I'll give him. He's a hard ass. Actually, just like all three of these were bone breakers. Yeah, making that actually really kind of slightly farcically easy, because bone breakers are the least challenging of any enemy, just because, yeah, maybe some of them have explosives. I'm not 100% on that. Not 100% there. So anyway, pretty sure that's the bridge complete, right? Yes, that is true. The bridge is marked as complete, so that means all we need to do now is fight our way to the end. There's more fighting yet, mind. Ooh. There's a nice, nicely positioned leg. Excellent. So now we just have to fight our way to the end. Just one thing remains. And there are enemies, but we'll get some more help. Some NPCs from the friendly tribes will swarm in, so there'll be a bit of a set-piece battle here. So we don't need to worry too much about it. We can help out an awful lot, but I don't know if they can handle it by themselves, actually. I'm really not quite 100%. But we're coming up on the spot now. We are coming up on the spot now. This is it. This is the end. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm just hoping we can avoid another hit. We shouldn't lose, but we might take another hit yet, and I'd really like to avoid that if I can. So this is obviously exactly where we fought the bears last time, and now we just have a few final bits and pieces to take care of. There should be a few white legs on the road. There we go, there's number one. Hello. And he doesn't have a leg anymore. I just love the effect explosive ammo has on the knockback. It's just beautiful. Oh, hello. And you don't have anything anymore. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any more? Oh, no, level 28. Excellent. We've leveled up from this violence. Good, good. All right, excellent. What should I do now then? Repair up to 70. That seems sensible. And let's get some energy weapons up, because I'm feeling like we are going to need those. We're going to be needing those at some point pretty soon, I reckon. And as for my level 28 perk, I'm going to do something a little bit unusual, and I'm actually going to not show you what that is right now, because the perk I'm going to take is going to open up a big discussion about my strategy for what I'm planning for the next DLC I'll be doing. And I don't want to start that discussion right now, so I'm going to cut this out right now, and I will explain next part what I took and why I took it. Okay, that done. Oh, hang on, we've got more ahead of us yet. Hello! Love how Joshua Graham's just firing his little pistol. He keeps firing his little pistol over and over, and I just keep blasting them away with my insanely powerful ammo. It's great stuff. Right, now I'm pretty sure the friendlies are going to start running in, so I'm going to turn off the explosive ammo just in case. Alright, and as we come round the corner, the battle should be met. So, yep, here we go. You see there's already a battle occurring here. Now, who's who in this? There we go. I'm pretty sure we just helped out one of our friends there. Yep, we just got a Whiteleg's Bone Breaker. And what else is going to be happening in this battle? We need to be helping out. We need to be helping out as best we can, just because, well, mainly because these guys will probably lose, but they will distract them long enough that I'll be able to get involved. There's definitely at least one still enemy alive. Or is there? Maybe not. They might have killed them already. They might have killed them already. Yes, I think actually all the enemies are dead. We could have done it. Okay, good, we've done it, and that means all we need to do is run in, sprint in, and just avoid getting shot, if at all possible. Run in as fast as we can and just don't get bloody shot. Hello, Salt on Wounds.
You best Whitelegs, you think. By my spear, you die.
And unfortunately not, with speech of only 75, rather interestingly, that you can talk him down. I find that really weird, because like DLC, I'd expect a speech check of 100. Honestly, I'd expect maybe some more stuff, like you need to have like a barter of 75 and speech of 100 or something. It just feels like a really low speech check for the final boss of a DLC. But never mind, speech of 75. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed.
You speak. I listen. Kill you. Maybe I not.
And your power is broken. You cannot hope to prevail here. I've already crushed your warriors. Retreat or die in obscurity. And Daniel and the Soros are weak prey, not fit for such mighty warriors. Yep, I'm going to tell him I've crushed his warriors, retreat now and rebuild, or he will die in obscurity. Let's just kind of go for a midway point, shall we?
I go, but rebuild my tribe, and come we back stronger than before.
So he claims, but will he actually? Well, I don't know. I think the ending will tell us. And they run off. You can now start a fight with them, by the way. There's nothing to stop you immediately just shooting them straight in the back and changing your mind and killing them anyway. So, with that done, let's go and have a chat with... Oh, hello, who's this? Oh, so that's some more free loot at the end there. Or not. Can I not search you? Or maybe I can't. Alright, never mind. I think possibly the game's disabled all my everything. No, I've still got my guns. For some reason, I just can't search that guy. Alright, anyway, let's go and chat to Dan and finish this off.
Please, have you done everything you can for the Sorrows? Are they all accounted for?
Yes, I have, and that obviously means I've done all 3 of those subquests.
You've done more than I could have ever hoped for. Thank you. And may God protect you for all of your days. Goodbye.
So, Joshua Graham leaves the company, and I've lost his perk. That's fine, it wasn't a great perk. And Daniel's given me the detonator that is set to detonate the C4 placed above the mouth of Pine Creek Tunnel. Firing this detonator will collapse the passage and prevent Wildlegs from following Daniel and the Sorrows out of Zion. And there it is. I've literally got only one weapon. I can't move. I can't do anything. Literally all I need to do is press this. And there is an explosion and a collapse. And a ton of experience points is handed over for my trouble. Now, let's get an ending.
And so it was that the conflict between the New Canaanites and the Whitelegs was finally resolved. The courier's involvement had tipped the scale, shifting the fragile balance of power.
After the Whitelegs drove the Sorrows from Zion, they celebrated by destroying all traces of the valley's former inhabitants. They appealed to the Legion for assimilation, but were denied. Their failure to eradicate the New Canaanites in Grand Staircase and farther up the Colorado had not gone unnoticed. The Whitelegs made a half-hearted effort to find the New Canaanites, but were driven off by dead horses trained in the ways of Joshua Graham. The Whitelegs lost all hope of joining the Legion and disintegrated into a number of petty raiding bands, leaving Zion Valley a polluted cistern.
Daniel succeeded in leading the Sorrows out of Zion, as he had wanted to do from the start. The courier protected the Sorrows during the evacuation, ensuring that most reached their destination unharmed. Over the weeks and months to come, Daniel would see to the Sorrows' resettlement in Grand Staircase. Their adjustment to their new home was not without difficulty. But eventually, the Sorrows came to accept the loss of Zion.
Having helped Daniel and the Sorrows escape from Zion, the Dead Horses returned to their home at Dead Horse Point. The tribe continued to learn from the new Canaanites, and over many years built a flourishing community along the banks of the Colorado. Though the tribe's bond would endure, it was Joshua Graham's legend the Dead Horses would revere, not the tenets of New Canaan's faith.
Already weakened by several seasons of bad trading, the Happy Trails Caravan Company was initially discouraged by the results of its expedition. The fate of New Canaan and the evacuation of the Sorrows from Zion made the prospect of trading seem fruitless. When Daniel told his family about the exploits of Happy Trails employee the courier, however, New Canaan decided to repay the company's kindness. Twice per year, New Canaanites made the dangerous journey west to trade with a company in the city of New Reno. The Happy Trails Caravan Company could not survive on such trading alone, but the New Canaanites' generosity made tough times go easier.
After leading the Sorrows from their home in Zion to safety in Grand Staircase, Daniel continued to wonder if he'd made the right choice. He spent his life evangelizing the beliefs of his people to a new generation of young men and women, as his ancestors had for centuries before him. He was happy with his family, but for the rest of his life, there were nights when he awoke with sadness to find he had been dreaming of Zion.
And with that, the courier walked out of the history of the tribes of Zion and back to the gathering storm of the Mojave Wasteland.
So, there we go. We have finished off that. You see, it's a pretty good ending. We're back to where we started. It is a pretty good ending, but I will say the big problem with it is obviously it kind of confirms that Zion's going to be left a polluted wasteland that no one lives in, because the Dead Horses and the Sorrows both evacuated, and the Whitelegs withdrew, and they kind of fell apart into kind of squabbling raider parties, and this place was just left a polluted mess, which I think is sad for the area. But generally, it's not a bad ending for everyone. I mean, you know, it sounds like the Sorrows did all right in the evacuations, the extra worker did, the Dead Horses end up with a good society, the Whitelegs end up falling apart and don't kind of cause any more trouble, and Daniel seems to be pretty happy with the situation too. So, it's not a bad ending. I just slightly prefer Joshua Graham's, the kind of the optimal Joshua Graham ending, when you keep them in Zion but spare Salt on Wounds, when I feel that's just a slightly better ending, but I don't know, just my opinion. Anyway, another slightly odd thing about this DLC now, you just find a footlocker in front of you when you respawn, and it just gives you a huge number of weapons, which I find really, really, really weird, quite frankly. I don't really know why that this happens. It's just kind of odd that there's just a footlocker with all sorts of stuff in it. It's a very odd way of doing it, to my mind. But you can take it all. It's all just there. But yeah, they just mysteriously left you their clothes for whatever reason. Joshua Graham's armor is probably one of the biggest ones. You notice that's critical chance +3. Damage threshold 15 for light armor is pretty amazing. Plus it only weighs 8, which is fantastic. So that's well worth taking. Salt on Wounds helmet, again, is a plus critical chance. I think it's... is it slightly worse than the Recon Beret? Yeah, it's not quite as good as the Recon Beret, so I probably wouldn't necessarily use it all of the time, but it's still pretty darn cool. His Power Fist is... It's interesting. It's a pretty powerful Power Fist, so I may well kind of use that. I may well keep that one in case I do need to use anything. You'll notice it also does a HP drain and a copy of Scripture, because obviously... There we go, just put some weapons together, and we are now not over encumbered anymore. Let's head back to the Mojave Wasteland. And Departing Paradise has been completed. Don't think you actually get any XP for that. That's just the returning you to the Mojave Wasteland little quest, just to let you know what is going on there. But yes, there we are. That is the end of Honest Hearts. We've taken a bit of a battering, mind you. We've taken a bit of a battering. Yeah, 250 hit points out of 465 is not nothing. That's a little bit of a concern, but alright, let's crack on, shall we? I may just need to quickly do some buying and selling. In fact, I'm going to leave this off here, because now I need to go and do some kind of organisation, because I'm carrying a whole bunch of loot, and I've also got all my existing stuff in here, so I need to kind of go and do some travelling about and just figuring out what I'm going to sell and what I'm going to keep and what my new loadout's going to be. So I will kind of show off, I think, kind of some of my new stuff next week, as well as introducing what I'm going to be doing next. What I will say is, obviously, we've got another DLC coming up next week, and that DLC is going to be Old World Blues. That is what I'm doing next. Not least just flipping Old World Blues at higher levels. The enemies get mad. So you know what? That's what we are going to do next week. And if you need something to keep yourself occupied in the meantime, I've been doing loads this last week. I've done a complete playthrough of the utterly mad dating simulator Fading Hearts. I recently started a playthrough of Resident Evil 6. And also last week I was at EGX Res and I made a video of my observations from there. Annotations on screen for all of those right now. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the end of the Honest Arts DLC in Fallout New Vegas, You Only Live Once. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Down, 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 get off it. Just hop off. Oh, no, that was wrong! I would untie and save you, you understand, but there is a hovercraft. I really hope the bear's not still around. The bear is still around! The bear's still around! The bear's still around! Good news, guys! Elephants here! Hey!